Yo, okay, I got another question that was asked of me. How do I deal with life on the road? As a truck driver, life on the road is hard because you're going to miss out on birthdays, baby showers. You're going to miss what happened at the club. You're going to miss what happened on the block. I'm not going to necessarily say you're going to miss funerals, but you miss out on a lot being a truck driver. That's where when people say it's not all peaches and cream, it's because you miss out on a lot as a truck driver. I don't know if y'all can see me or not, but he'll be all right. But life as a truck driver is a hard and lonely life. It's hard because you're away from everything that's going on in your circle. Since I started truck driving, I haven't seen any of my closest friends. My kids are growing up and I'm not there. There's issues that's going on at the house and I'm not there. There's good things that's going on in different people's lives that you want to celebrate and I'm not there because I'm out here trying to provide for my family. So that's where the bad part of trucking coming in. The sad part of trucking comes in. You'll hear us talk a lot of time like we can go here, we can go there, we make this money, we make that money, but you're missing out on life because you're always gone from the people that you care about. If there is people that you care about, not even if there's nobody that you care about, you're missing out on just. We're social creatures. We want to be at the parties. We want to be at the clubs. We want to be at the movies with friends and family. We want to do things with friends and family. We want to meet new people. We want to be comfortable in the places that we're in when we go to them. And as a truck driver, you're not going to be able to do that all the time. I've went places where because of the color of my skin, I did not feel comfortable. It's just the looks, it's just the energy that you get when you go to certain places where it's like you don't belong. But those people know you're not going to be there that long, so they're not going to technically disrespect you. Two, it could be my size too, but they're technically not going to disrespect you because they know, oh, he must be a truck driver. There's no doubt about it. That's the only reason why somebody like him will be in a place like this is because he must have a load to drop off or whatever. And you're not going to be able to socialize like you want to. Socializing and being on social media is not the same. And then not only that, social media kind of it'll make you a little bit jealous because you see your friends, they taking pictures, they at the party, they showing the local foods and the local clubs, and all your friends are hanging out, drinking, smoking, doing whatever they do to have fun, and you're in fucking South Dakota, stuck in the snow. you know. And I'm from San Diego, so it don't snow out there. It's always sunny. Might not be always as hot, but it's always sunny. But you miss out on stuff like that. You see your friends, DJing and all this other stuff that's going on in your area that all your friends are participating in, and you're stuck out here on this road. Is it beautiful? Yes. Is it lonely? Very much. Very much. You know. So that's the downside to being a truck driver. Now, once you get your local position, you put your time in, you get your local position, or you get your lease, and you home when you want, and all this other stuff. That's good, but you still have to put that time in. I love it because I'm the type of person that I'm very social, but I also enjoy being by myself. Now I'm a weirdo though. I'm a weirdo. Like, I'm the type of person that I can go to a movie by myself because I want to enjoy a movie. I don't have to have people there. I can go to a restaurant and sit at the bar and eat and be perfectly content by myself. At the same time, I can go with a group of people and I can be content with the people that I'm with. So I'm a tad bit different than most. I guess you could say it's my upbringing. I've always been, like, my upbringing was kind of rough, So while I basically used, because I was always locked in the house. I'm gonna tell y'all this little personal part. I was always locked in the house, right? I was locked in the house. So my pops went to work from 3:30 to midnight. I would get out of school at 2:30 and walk home. By the time I get home, he will be gone. And he would tell me I will have to stay in the house. Now, I grew up in the South, so next door was grandma, behind me was my auntie, on the side of me was my other auntie, across the street was my uncle. So it wasn't no sneaking out because somebody's gonna know. But he built his own house with his own two hands. And he would cut the power off from the circuit breaker. So when I come home, I will have to sit in a dark house until he got home at midnight because he would cut the power off. So that's just like a little insight of what made me. So that's probably why I'm perfectly happy being alone, is because for 8-9 years I've sat in a dark house from that time, from 2:30 to midnight, or he'll get home about 12:30 in the morning, and the only thing I had was a little clock radio that I would plug in behind the refrigerator, and I would just sit there in the dark to myself. So that, even as bad as that might sound to some of you guys, the older I get, the more I appreciate it. Reason being is because, like I said, I can be perfectly happy by myself. I'm perfectly happy being in this truck for a month or two and not have any physical contact with anybody, and perfectly fine, because I was conditioned that way as a child, So being out here by yourself might not be the business for you, right? That's the down part, because you're going to be by yourself. You look at all these drivers like, yeah, I'm making this. Check me out. I'm going here. I'm doing this. But they're alone. That's the thing. They're alone. If you get out of here, you're going to be alone. The only thing that's familiar to you is your truck. And it's going to be times like me. I go certain places, and I start to walk, and I just stop. Like, you know what? And I look back at my truck like, nah, let me go back to my truck, because that's my comfort zone. This here is my comfort zone. When I get out in strange places that I've never... Now, don't get me wrong. If I get out at like Vegas or something like that, that's different, because that is somewhere where people don't know you and everybody's there to socialize. But when you're in Wyoming, in the middle... Oh, they burning something over there. When you're in Wyoming, when you're in the Dakotas, when you're in just certain parts of the United States, you just don't want to leave your comfort zone. Is anything going to happen to you? Probably not, but that's the fact that that's your comfort zone. So you tend to go to where you feel comfortable. And the only place you feel comfortable is in your truck or around your truck. Watch, you'll see once you get out there, you start driving, you're going to be in certain places and you got to walk, and you be like, you know what, I just drive closer. It's like, why? Because you want to have something that feels familiar close by when you're out doing whatever it is that you're doing. Now, local drivers can give a fuck about the truck because they get to go home to where they feel comfortable, or they're in the city where they feel comfortable. But when you're out here on this road, it's beautiful, it's amazing, it's vast, so much farmland that is unbelievable. We got plenty of land. If at any time, I just turned my cruise off. Let me set my cruise back. How long, y'all? But you're going to be sleeping in places you've never been. You're going to go to places you never thought existed. Like, this load I picked up was about 60 miles off the freeway. And when I tell you I was riding through little boondocks towns is like 4 blocks. But they'll back you down from 65 to 25 to go through that little town. Then you speed back up, and there's going to be times, I think it was the 95, where you're going to be in the middle of nowhere and nobody's around. The only thing that you can see is the road, and it is being lit by the luminescence of the moon. But you're going to keep trucking. You turn your music up. You can probably roll your window down. Just don't open your mouth too much, because you're going to be hitting bugs. They're going to fly in your mouth and stuff. But it's a lonely job, people. So lonely. It's where you appreciate. And here's the funny part. It's like when I get home, All I want to do is sleep. I got a bed right there. All I want to do is sleep. Pump on my lady, kiss my kids, and sleep in my bed. And sometimes it gets to the point to where you need the bed. Since everything is sitting still, you're so used to the vibrations of the truck that sometimes you probably just don't even sleep comfortably because it's so quiet, especially during reefer, because the reefer engine's always turning on and off. The truck is always idling, so you get accustomed to the noise, and when you go home, it's just like quiet. It's quiet. That's it. No shaking, no vibrating, no nothing. Just quiet. And it'll mess with your head just for a little bit. Just for a little bit. You know, you'll get accustomed to it, but then when you get back on that truck and you go get back on that freeway and you go to pick up your load, and once you pick up your load, you head on out the state, something about that is like, I'm back. I'm back. So how am I dealing with life on the road? I love it and I hate it. But I understand why I'm doing it. Again, it goes back to your plan. What's your game plan? So, and then it feels good when you get getting paid every week. I will say that. Getting paid every 2 weeks suck. When you know every Friday you're gonna get it between $500 and $800 deposited in your bank account without fail. It feels good. It feels good. And it also feels good when because you're seeing stuff that your friends don't see. I was telling a friend of mine just now, if you're going through Las Vegas at night, let's say 12, 1 in the morning, on your way to, let's say, California, I forget what freeway that is. There's you don't see Las Vegas when you're coming up on it. You got to go up a hill. And when you go up a hill, you start to see the light from the MGM Grand shoot up in the air. But when you come over that hill, and it just lights everywhere, you be like, wow, look. I mean, literally, because it's dark. It is dark. There's no street lights on freeways. It is just completely dark. And so, of course, your eyes is focusing on the light. When you come over that hill and you see the lights of Las Vegas at night, man, that shit is beautiful. And then what I did is I parked on the side because I had to take a piss. When I was taking a piss, I just happened to look up. I've never seen that many stars in my life. Because where I was at, you could see Las Vegas in the distance, but it was still dark. I mean, you can even see like I don't even know what that shit's called, where it's like a cloud in space. Oh, that shit was just beautiful. Now, when you're young and you're doing this, you're going to miss out on so much. That's why you need to have your plan. You need to have your plan. I love doing this. I enjoy driving. The sensation of moving forward. That's what it is for me. It's the sensation of moving forward. Even though you can say technically I'm going backwards because I'm going back towards California, it's the feeling of moving forward. I love driving. I like the feeling of motion. I like the feeling of moving forward. I enjoy backing. I like backing, especially since I'm, with the trailer, with the company I'm with. I just got to turn my CB off because they start to talk shit. Oh shit, here come Swift backing up. Y'all better hide your kids. Hide your kids. Get out, check your trucks. Because you got Swift backing up. Oh shit. So just understand that when you get out here, it's going to be lonely. Physical contact from a familiar face is always welcome. But like I said, once you do your time, and then you get the routes that you want, and you go with the company that you want, and all that, shit, you're good to go. When you can get home and see your kids as much as you want, and man, what is in my eye? I'm not crying. Grown man, I don't cry. Damn, and I think I'm wiping my eyes and my hands are dirty. So that ain't helping. 27 miles. But, yeah. And you're going to be murderers. The amount of bugs that you're going to kill is astronomical. Something that you probably didn't think about. I'm looking at my windshield now, man, and I just murdered so many bugs. I don't understand why they feel the need. All that land over there, all that land over there, but yet they want to come fly right in front of my truck and get their ass ate the fuck up. But life on the road is just something that you deal with. You get accustomed to. It's just something that you get accustomed to. God damn. What is in my eye? I can't see that thing. I think I got an eyelash in my eye, man. Nah, yeah, right. But it's just something you get accustomed to. It's something you deal with. And after a while, it's something that you kind of crave when you want that peace of mind and that feeling of just you in the road in your truck, just rolling, sun up and sun down. So, how I'm dealing with it, I'm dealing with it. I love it. I do. I love it. I love it because I've already done all the stuff that my friends are trying to do. I've already seen my kids born. I've already had my kids. I got my number one. You know what I'm saying? So, if I was out here and had a girlfriend, that'd be a little bit different because she has, technically no ties to you, you know? If I was out here and I was single, I probably would be a hoe. I'd be on Backpage.com. I'd probably be out here. I would be deep into social media because I'd be trying to find me a cut buddy, whatever city I'm shutting down in, especially for a 34, and I'm single. Shit. That means all that money going in my pocket? Shit, come on, baby. Where you want to go? You want lobster butt? We get lobster butt. Let's go to Red Lobster, eat some lobster butt. Huh? You want them legs? Let's go get some crab legs. Huh? You want foie gras? Well, let's go over to the state where it's legal to get some foie gras so we can eat the liver of a duck. You know what I'm saying? Escargot? Fuck it, I'll try it. Why not? You know? So life on the road is hard, but it's good at the same time. It's a double-edged sword. It's bittersweet, but it's still sweet. It's bitter. It's sweet, but it's bitter. It's bitter, but it's sweet. You know. So that's just something to keep in mind when you are thinking about doing this. It's the stuff that you're going to miss out as far as your social life goes. You know, can you sacrifice that year or two to better yourself and to be a better provider and to make more money and then come back? Because it's not going nowhere. You know, the only thing that's going places is your age. That's it. It's not going anywhere. The club is still going to be there. You know, people still going to be having babies. You know, you just sacrifice that time, and then you're doing it to better yourself and stop depending on people and to depend on yourself is what you're doing it for, you know? So, all right. That's how I feel about the road. That's my advice for the road. And that's something to think about when you're thinking about getting on the road. All right?